Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Distractions. Speaking of distractions, do you know how distracted I can get at times? Oh, let me tell you. And I know you do too. Listen, this is a sisterhood here of distraction. We find ourselves that distraction and not traction becomes the norm, and not, it's extreme agitation of the mind. It takes us off course. It derails our lives. It takes away the focus, and it is really frustrating, isn't it? It's really frustrating with that. We find ourselves all over the place. We get a racing mind, and especially if you're trying to go to sleep at night. Yeah, you've been there. And it has that feeling of we're not able to get what we want because we can't settle. We can't get our focus straight. We're just like bzzz, all over the place. It's insanity. It's complete insanity. And I know you've been there because I've read your emails. I've been there. And to me, it's a continual fight. You can tell my office is kind of packing this office has been such a distraction because I'm looking at all these things that I haven't looked at for so long. I have too much stuff and it does need to be decluttered, but making that decision on what needs to go and what needs to stay, super frustrating. And that is because of the distraction of too much stuff. Too much stuff. That's one of the causes of all this distraction that we're talking about. And to reclaim and get your life back and to get back what it is that you want, your focus needs to be pretty crystal clear. You can't be boinging all over the wall like a ping pong ball out of control, because you know what happens when that happens. You don't get anything done. It's like like being a toddler. You know how a toddler just screams through your house and they go into the kitchen and pull out the Tupperware, then get distracted, go by, there goes the dog, so they go pull the dog's tail, and then they see something else, and off they go into another direction. And we do that in our grown-up ways, don't we? We do that in our grown-up ways. I'm going to go pack the office. Oh, but when I got to go downstairs, go get some water because I'm thirsty. Oh, while I'm in the kitchen, I'm going to go do this. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do this. Mark, can you do this for me? And on it goes, and it's this like somersault and avalanche of too many thoughts, too many directions, and just a complete distraction over what it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life. And it's a soul sucker. It really is a soul sucker. And that's what we're talking about, so that we can get out of the way of being overwhelmed by all the things and having too many things going on in our thoughts and too many things in our places. Too many ideas, too many books, too many hobbies, too many art supplies, too many crafts, too many, fill in the blank, too many Facebook groups, too much. It all hits us. Nobody can handle that much information. As a matter of fact, I don't have the exact stats, but they've shown that the amount of information that we get pummeled with on the daily versus what it was 10 or 20 years ago are completely different things. We get way too much information. I mean, once upon a time, I remember my parents turning on the TV to watch Walter Cronkite because that's when the news was on. Now we've got it 24/7 on 18 different, well, I shouldn't say 18. 18 is probably not true. It's probably more like 40 different stations on television. It's all there to pummel us. And what does that do? All of this information, all of this overload, all of this distraction, what does it do? It creates this illusion of not enough time. And the thing is, we all have the same amount of time. We have the same amount of time that our ancestors had 200 years ago. Nothing has changed that way. Time is the same. It might seem like it goes faster, it might seem different or whatever, but what is different now is the distraction. Because once upon a time, Tuesday was wash day. You know, that's what you did on Tuesday. You washed clothes, you know, and then the next day you did something else. There were tasks for the day. And then the rest of the time, well, you'd sit around, you'd read, do a little needlework, you'd do something. For us, we've got 1,000 things in front of us that we can do. And not only that, but everything is at our fingertips. Do you need knowledge about that? Google it. Do you need to buy something? Go to Amazon. Do you need to, you know, it's just, we have so much more command of our time, seemingly, but so much more information out there that we're distracted beyond comprehension. And this is what tears away at our focus. It's what frustrates us, and it's what makes us feel soulless. It really does. It is that hard. So why do we get distracted anyway? Well, I just kind of clued you in, right? An avalanche of too much information. Definitely. There's also this thing called ADHD and ADD. And I long time ago was tested for that, and I'm definitely ADD. So what? You know, I just embrace who I am and remember that I need to for me, I have to put myself back into my center. This is why meditation is so important. This is why having a sacred space every single morning is so important, because it helps us to think in terms of the linearness of what your day can be, as opposed to the everything goes kind of aspect of things. The other thing is that we find ourselves with sort of a lack of desire really for something, but we're curious, so we're looking it up, then we go down rabbit holes. You know how that is online. Have you ever seen that yourself do that? Guilty as charged. We also get, have you heard of the term shiny object syndrome? Well, that's, you know, something that they use all the time in entrepreneurial circles, because in entrepreneurial circles, it seems there's a bunch of us who are all ADD. Oh, look, this new thing. Yay, squirrel. You know, this will do it. This will be fun. This will streamline. This will make it easier. I'm so guilty of that. So guilty of that. How many books do I have on personal development that I haven't even read yet? Stacks. But do you want to hear something? I wouldn't change my ADD-ness for anything, because it's also been a gateway for my creativity. It's also helped me to write books. It's also led me into this whole world of being here right now with you talking about this stuff. It has. But for me, it means extra work to stay focused. And probably for you too. The other thing is, one of the things that I have found, and this is one of my biggest needle movers that has helped me so much, is anchoring what it is that I want to do with something else. So for example, if I want to have a good clear mind, one of my things, have not recently because we're moving, as you know, but one of the things that I have done is clear my desk every night before I finish work for the night. And the reason that I do this is because I find it calming to come in and sit. My whole house is clean. My whole house is in order. I even fluff the pillows and, you know, give them the karate chop right in the middle on the couch before I go to bed, because I like waking up and seeing things all neatly and in order. To me, that visual piece is everything. Then why has my office been such a battle? You know, it has been a battle, because my office is a battleground, and I have my scattered mind all throughout this office. And that hit me. That hit me. So I thought, if I can just do one thing and keep this desk neat, then that's going to really help. And it's one of the things that I have done, other than moving. And even here on my little side table here, this is where I put all my research, lay out my calendar so I can see what's going on and keep tabs of my day and what have you. Even there, it's been cleaned up. As you can see, all the boxes in the back, so whatever. So that's why we get distracted. But now we got to work into, you know, all the things that we can do, and how we can change this, and how we can start looking at this distraction, and use it as a tool instead of something to beat yourself up with, right? And I think one of the first things that we need to do is look at what our why is for what it is that we're trying to do. I mean, whether you're trying to lose weight, have a business, start something new, whatever it is that you're trying to do, we have to look at our why. Because when we look at our why, we discover the sacredness of that why it means so much to us. And then we can go beyond that, and that can be an anchor for holding down a behavior that's going to support this thing that we want. That's why I did this with my desk and keeping my desk clean, because I would walk in here and go, oh, why have I, and just there'd be cups, I had all of our cups here. Like, we have a whole collection of them. I had them all here. Why did I have them all here? They weren't necessary for there. I had all these supplements here. Why did I have them all here? Because these are the ones that we have introduced over the weeks, but I didn't need to have them all here. And then I'd have notes over here, and I'd have other stuff over here, and I had a stapler and other things, and it just became overwhelming and made me overwrought. So doing that didn't do anything except it took me away from my why. It took my focus out of focus, and it put me in the place of being scattered, ADD, all over the place, and feeling super frustrated. And that doesn't get you to your goals, does it? Frustration doesn't work. Frustration is not a tool. On the contrary, frustration pulls you away from what it is that you want to do, because now you've got to correct the thing that has frustrated you in the first place. So we create habits that help us to correct these things so they don't happen. Having a evening routine before I go downstairs and just kind of clean up the desk a little bit, it takes me like 2 minutes at the most. Put a couple of things away, fix everything. When I come back up the next morning, it's greeting me. It's like making your bed every day. So that's one of the things that we need to look at, and that why then becomes sacred again, and that also becomes an anchored with a habit so that you can keep this up. So that's a mighty strong point right there. And number two, we have to, how do we get out of this? Well, we have to be aware. When we have awareness, we have a first step. We have an idea of what's going on here, what's capturing my attention, why am I not staying on point? And this is the whole reason that this whole thing exists in the first place. That awareness gives us aha moment. That awareness helps us to understand, Leanne, clean your desk. That awareness helps me to understand that if I clean my desk, then I've anchored my why, and now it's going to be that much easier for me to not get distracted, to stay focused, and to get the things done that I need to get done off my list. Same for you. This is just a human experience. We've all got these human experiences of things just seem really out of control. One of the biggest things, number 3, this is a biggie, stop multitasking, right? Do not multitask. The only multitaskers in your house should be your dishwasher, your washer and dryer, any of your automatic appliances, anything that can do it without you. But to run a bathtub, clean up the kitchen, and, come upstairs and tidy up your desk, now you're asking for trouble. Because that bathtub's probably going to run over, or something's going to happen. I think Marla and I shared, she was over for dinner one night, and we were making a sink full of hot sudsy water to put all the stuff that I just made dinner. Dinner was served. We went and had dinner with the boys and had a nice time. And then when we came back into the kitchen, I had left the water running. Now, fortunately for me, my sink is flush inside, and it just meant that we went through a whole lot of hot water. But can you imagine? And this was me multitasking and trying to do too much so that I could get it all done. Because I do like getting things done, and I like checking things off my box, and I think I can do it. You always think that, oh, well, that's for everybody else. We think that we're great multitaskers. We're not. We're not. We prove that every time. Like I said, my rule for multitasking is turn on the dishwasher, turn on the washing machine, turn on the oven. You can turn on anything that you want that can do different things, but you don't do these different things at the same time. Number 4 is use your tech. Good heavens, can I just tell you how much if it weren't for the tech on our phones, being able to put my alarm, he's calling me. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't get my hydration done. If it wasn't for the tech on my phone, I wouldn't be going up and down the stairs as many times as I do every day. These are the things that we can do so that we don't forget about the important stuff. And a hydration station is all set up, and I purposely set it up downstairs so that I would have to go up and down the stairs. But if my alarms aren't set, I'm gonna forget about it. And then when I go downstairs, say, oh shoot, I forgot to do that. My phone's upstairs, I'll forget to do it again. I'll fill up and drink the water. And do you see the pattern? Use your tech, use your alarms, use your timers, use a time blocking sheet if you don't know where all your all your stuff is going. We have that free. It's a resource you can print out. Go to savingdinner.com/time, and you can just print out this big, you can use you could use a yellow pad of paper and just put the times on there. But it really helps for you to stay on task, and it also helps to see, where's my time going? Because if you don't know where your time is going, you're going, oh my gosh, look at the time, it's 5 o'clock already, and you're looking at your house and you're seeing that nothing got done. You're looking at your work and seeing that you didn't finish all the things that you needed to do for your boss that day. You're going to be in trouble. And this is why we need to use our tools and stop this distraction, because it does rob us of our souls. It does rob us of our worth. It makes us feel less than. So staying on task is reclaiming back your life. Be accountable is another one. This is number 5, I guess, and that's easy. All you have to do is get yourself a body clutter buddy. You have to get into a community of people who are going to love you up. We have a bunch of them in our Hot Melt Sprint group that you can join for free and be a part of this movement that we've got going. Every month we do the Hot Melt Sprint together. You don't have to, but you're going to meet the most incredible group of women you've ever met in your life. They're going to hold your back up. They're going to love you up. They're going to support you, encourage you, and get everything going. That's going to make all the difference in the world. And then what I would say to all of this is shampoo, rinse, and repeat. We need this reminder. We need to keep coming back to this, because this is what center looks like. Center's that calm, peaceful part of you. And out here in the woo area, that's exactly the thing that's gonna flip your lid and make you nutty. Are you right? Look, yeah, Anna burned her bacon. She burned the bacon. That's criminal, Anna. She burned the bacon, ladies. We love you, but don't burn the bacon. That's sacred. We don't burn bacon around here. So anyway, if we want traction in our lives, we got to get rid of the distraction. That's it. Distraction versus traction. Traction means that you grab and you make progress and you go along. Think about having shoes on or snow boots or whatever, so that it grabs the ground and helps you to keep moving forward. Distraction means that there's nothing and you're actually slipping back. These are the biggest needle movers that I've found in my life. They just are. And I have to keep myself coming back to them, because it helps. It helps. We all get distracted. But when we make a determination that distraction is not going to be the name of the game, traction is, then we're going to get things done. We're going to realize and get back to why this is so sacred, why this is so important, and we're going to do it. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.